Okay, let's go. Tonight's webinar is about the CELTA. Um, yes, okay, so tonight's webinar is about the CELTA, and it's also about our new TEFL course. We'll be talking first about the CELTA. We'll be going into quite some detail about what it is, what it's for, who it's for, how it works. We'll talk next about the TEFL, how it's different, how it's similar. And we'll end up with a beautiful question answer session, which I will be very happy to participate in with you for as long as you have reasonable questions to ask me. So first, a little bit about my company. I founded English for Africa in 2019. We are located in McNass, where it's often very sunny. And we've been running Cambridge CELTA courses since 2020. We actually, our first course coincided with the pandemic. And consequently, our very first course had to switch from being face-to-face to all of a sudden being online. The good old days back in 2020. In those intervening 4 years, we have trained over 200 people on the CELTA course. So we're not really counting precisely, but we've trained at least 200 candidates. They have obtained their CELTA. The large majority of them are Moroccan, but not all of them. We've trained people, quite a few from China, as well as from the Gulf, the Emirates, Saudi Arabia, North America, and Western Europe. Um, and also, obviously, from other parts of Africa, some people from Mali and Egypt as well. We've been doing Delta training since 2022. We've launched our own How to Teach IELTS course and our Train the Trainer suite. So we've been very busy. Um, and this is me. So I know that I do not look that old. It's not possible. 30 years of ELT experience? Yeah, yeah, it's true. 30 years. I've been a CELTA trainer since 2013. I do Delta as well as a local tutor. I have trained numerous CELTA trainers, so I've trained people up to become people like me. And amongst the many things that I've done, I've been a language center director, project manager for the education sector, translator, writer, etc. Teacher, very important. Um, I've trained teachers and I've taught people around the world, so in over a dozen different countries, but not yet in South America. That may come. Um, and if it's a good day, I'm a likable person. So let's get into it. What is the CELTA and what is a TEFL? Well, the CELTA is a TEFL certificate. TEFL is just an acronym. It means Teaching English as a Foreign Language. And any course or certificate or diploma or degree that purports to train people to teach English as a foreign language is a TEFL. All of them. And CELTA is one of them. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of TEFL certificates on offer out there, but there is a huge discrepancy in value and usefulness between all of these different courses and certificates. So what do employers care about? We'll get into what the candidates care about as well, obviously. Um, but first of all, the employers, what they care about is the content of the course. They want to know that the training that you've had is substantial and worthwhile and will have an impact on your performance in the classroom from day one. They want to know about the accreditation, whether it's accredited by a university, or if so, which one, or different type of accreditation. Othman says, you actually have a great reputation. Is that for me, Othman? All right, I love webinars because you get so many compliments. I swear to God, the last time I got like so many people saying nice things about me. Thank you. Thank you. But we're not going to get distracted. Accreditation, and finally reputation, which is often a combination of the two previous ones. Why CELTA? Well, CELTA is the premier, preferred, favored qualification in teaching English as a foreign language worldwide, bar none. There are other similar courses of equal quality. So in terms of content, for example, the Trinity Cert TESOL, which I used to train people on as well, is a very good course. It is very similar to the CELTA. In some ways better, in some ways not quite as good. But definitely the same level of requirements of the candidates and the same stringent standards that the trainers are looking for. But the CELTA is better known, it has a better reputation. Out of 600 adverts in over 600, over 60 countries, we found that 71% mention the CELTA, and 88% of those that require an ELT qualification specifically ask for the CELTA. Why do employers trust CELTA? It's the 120-hour course. For the record, most courses are 120 hours these days, basically because China specifically, but also other countries, require employees to hold a 120-hour certificate if they are, oops, sorry, if they want to, sorry, get a working visa in China. That's a requirement. Um, Let me just, I just want to check something. Is this being, okay, sorry about that. Um, Good. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. I'm back with you. Okay. So why do they trust the CELTA? Essential subject knowledge. Off-qual, right, that's the other thing. So Cambridge, the CELTA is a Cambridge course. It is not accredited by Cambridge, right? It's a Cambridge course. That means that Cambridge designed it, it oversees it, it moderates it, it assesses it, it allows training centers worldwide to run the course for them. In order to become a TQ, Teaching Qualification Center, it's quite difficult. We've done it. We were the first independent, privately owned teacher qualifications center in Morocco. So that's aside from the British Council, which was also here, but they are publicly owned by the UK. So the CELTA is not accredited by Cambridge. It is accredited by Ofqual. Ofqual is the Office of Quality Insurance Assurance for Wales and England with regards to education. And they have determined that the CELTA is a level 5 qualification. Um, the CELTA provides essential subject knowledge, a range of practical skills. Um, so the thing is, you'll get a range of practical skills from any course. What's special about the CELTA is that it really works. People learn. It's a transformative experience. Um, Part of the reason it's a transformative experience is part of the reason that it's so lauded by employers. It's standardized. So every teaching qualification center can employ different trainers, can have different systems in place, etc. But the course itself must meet certain standards in order for us to dispense it. And we are assessed. We, the training center, English for Africa, and all other CELTA training centers worldwide are assessed each time we run a course. We get to a visit from an assessor who says to us, this is what you're doing right, this is what Cambridge would like you to change. It's a really good course, basically, for that reason, but also because the trainers are vetted. They have to meet very high qualifications in order to be trained to become a trainer, and then they have to go through a very long training process to become CELTA trainers. Finally, valuable hands-on teaching experience with real students. I cannot stress how important this is. Um, when you teach, um, you're doing 1,000 things at the same time. And if you're not teaching, you don't know how well you're going to teach. It's impossible. I've interviewed and met dozens and hundreds of teachers in my life, and I have stopped trying to guess who the good teacher is based on my interaction with them outside of the classroom. This doesn't work. Um, which is why when you take a CELTA course, we need to see you teach. And not only see you teach, we watch you teach and we give you feedback on your teaching. We tell you this is what you did well, and this is what you need to do better next time. And this is the backbone of the CELTA course, and it's why it's such a transformative course because it's live, it's real. You can take the CELTA in several different formats: face-to-face, mixed mode, fully online. Which one should you choose? Well, the CELTA Online is an 11-week course. It's extensive. It's specifically designed for people who are working while they're taking the course. It's run worldwide. It's run worldwide, obviously, because it's online, but also it's run year round. So as soon as we end one course, we start the next course. Um, Synchronous sessions, so meeting times are on the evenings or in the evening, sorry, or on weekends. It's a difficult course. It's not an easy course to take. It's very time consuming, and it is stressful to everybody. Trust me. But it's a good stress, so I've been told. All this to say that it will be challenging, but it is doable to take the CELTA course while you're studying or working full time. The overwhelming majority of candidates we've had on our online courses have been full-time employees, either teachers or not. This is the mixed mode course. So it's online and offline. It's 10 weeks long. You have 8 weeks of online sessions followed by a 2-week intensive. It's an extensive course, and you teach in both modes. So you teach online using Zoom, just as with a fully online course. That's half of your teaching practice. The other half of your teaching practice is face-to-face in a center, either in Casablanca, Rabat, Meknes, or Tangiers. And finally, there's the 4-week intensive course. This is the classic pre-COVID course, basically, although there was an online version before COVID as well, although it wasn't fully online. We meet Monday to Friday all day long, and we meet in Meknes or in Casablanca. So we run 2 intensive courses every year, one in Meknes, one in Casablanca. Casablanca course 2025 will be in July, and in Meknes, the course will be in August. Whether or not you should take the face-to-face, fully online, or mixed mode course depends on a lot of different factors. Um, I can outline a few of them for you, but if you want advice on which is best for you, I'm very happy to talk you through a free WhatsApp call. No charge at all, just to explain your options to you and help you see a bit more clearly because it can be a bit perplexing. So the Early Online course, first of all, has the advantage of being flexible. It is very well suited for people who don't want to or cannot take a month off to do an intensive course. If you know that you will never teach online, then it's probably not the best course for you. But if there's a possibility that you will teach online, then it is a good course for you. If you are teaching face to face, it is still a good course for you. And I have this from the people who've taken the course with us. So often people are halfway through the course, they have teaching jobs, they're taking it online, and they're like, oh, we're already using what we've learned in the classroom with you online in the classroom. And not just in terms of lesson planning, but also in terms of classroom management, materials design, etc. But it's true. Classroom management can be learned online for a face-to-face setting and vice versa. The mixed mode course is similarly flexible, and it's good if you really want the face-to-face experience and if you have those 2 weeks to spare. And finally, so the 2 weeks to spare, that is for the intensive part of the course. And then finally, um, there is the face-to-face course, which is very intensive. And did I mention it's very intensive? It's very intensive. 4 weeks to do what many people take 11 weeks or more to do. Um, some people also say it's extraordinarily fulfilling. Um, that's been said of all the formats. Um, if you really like teaching face to face and you want to spend a month studying hard and having fun, of course, then that might be the course for you. But then logistically, you have to make sure that it's possible, that you can have a full 4 weeks to take off and to live in sunny McNass or next to the beach in Casablanca. And now for our TEFL course. So this webinar is a bundle, right? We're giving you an overview of the CELTA, but also of the TEFL. The TEFL, as I explained before, is any certificate that teaches you how to teach English as a foreign language. But when we talk about TEFL, we are talking about our English for Africa TEFL certificate, for which we are launching our first iteration in early February 2025. So first of all, it, like the CELTA, is a 120-hour certificate course, which is the minimum that must be on the certificate in order for you to teach in a number of different Asian countries. It is accredited not by Ofqual or Cambridge, but by CPD UK, which is one of the most prestigious and largest accrediting body in the UK. Um, its job, like Cambridge, right, with us, its job is to look over our course and make sure that it meets international standards for a TEFL course, so that we're offering you what CPD UK thinks is the best possible TEFL experience you can get. The TEFL includes guided lesson observations, input sessions, micro teaching, teaching practice, reflective practice, 120 hours of study, and it's certified by CPD UK. The part-time course will run from the beginning of February to around the end of May or the middle of June. The timetables are flexible and they are set by the training centers. So this is our course, EFA, sorry, it's our course, but we are running it with partners in Rabat and in Casablanca. In Rabat, we're partnering with Bridges, and in Casablanca, our partner is British Workshop. This is a course for practicing teachers who are looking for an international certificate. This certificate will help them compete on the job market because they will have a certificate, but also, and most importantly, because they'll become much better teachers as a result of taking the course. It's for people who are teaching or not teaching, and they're just not sure if they have what it takes. We'll give you what it takes. It's also for people who are in higher education who want to become teachers. To take part in this course, you must have a B2 level in English and at least a baccalaureate. And I'm going to end with this kind of overview of Cambridge's teaching qualification courses, typical online TEFL, and our EFA TEFL course. I'll let you take a look. If you want, you can take a screenshot. Obviously, CELTA and TEFL, EFA TEFL. You know where to go. But which one should you choose? Well, the first thing to consider is the price. The CELTA is expensive. It's expensive for very good reasons. It's because it's a Cambridge course and Cambridge wants its cut, which is not a small cut. It's a big cut. Cambridge, if you're listening, I'm not complaining. Very happy to work with you and to give you money for your very nice course. Um, so the CELTA is expensive. The fully online course, it's our cheapest course. It's 14,500 dirhams. Um, the TEFL course is cheaper. It's cheaper because it's not a Cambridge course. We pay our accreditation fee once, not for every single candidate. Um, it's also less expensive because the trainers do not have to be brought in from other countries. They are present in Morocco. They are trainers that I've trained myself, by the way. The level of challenge, the CELTA is very challenging. The TEFL is challenging. Which is more challenging, the CELTA. Okay, not to intimidate you, but if you want to start off with something a little bit less hardcore, you can start off with the TEFL. Next, you should consider the timetable, just which suits your schedule the best. Consider the format. So our part-time CELTA courses are all online. Our part-time TEFL course is face-to-face. Um, and for a lot of people, that makes a very, very big difference. They want a face-to-face course where they're teaching real students in a classroom, where they're learning from real people in the classroom from their trainers. And finally, you should consider the certification. A CPD certified course is a high quality course, and it's a worthwhile course. On the job market, the CELTA, however, is instantly recognizable and will immediately get your foot in the door. Did I mention the price of the TEFL? The TEFL is 5,000 dirhams. We've made it very affordable, in my opinion, for the Moroccan public. 5,000 dirhams plus tax, so plus VAT, for a total of 6,000. Ooh boy, my mouth is dry. I've spoken enough. Um, all right. We have 18 people who joined us. What a joy. What a thrill. What a thrill. I'm now going to very happily answer your questions um, if you would like to ask me.
Hello,
Hi.
can you hear me?
I can. I'm not sure who's speaking though. What's your name, please?
My name is Ikram.
Hi, Ikram.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
My
Um,
pleasure.
I just want to ask, is CELTA course suitable for experienced teachers or just for novice teachers?
The CELTA course is designed for both novice teachers and for experienced teachers. In practice, outside of the UK and North America, the overwhelming majority of people who take the CELTA are experienced teachers. That's most of them. And the trend is for more and more people who did not grow up speaking English to be CELTA candidates. Um, for the very simple reason that we're taking over EFL, it's very normal, obviously, for for people who didn't grow up grow up speaking English to teach English as a foreign language. And people who speak good enough English to take the CELTA, who did not grow up speaking English, typically are people who are either want to be teachers or are already teaching. And most of the times, people who are already teaching. Now, when I said that the CELTA is transformative, I was not talking just about people who have not taught. On the contrary, it's transformative much, much more for people who have been teaching. It's more challenging for them because they have to unlearn a lot of what they've been doing for many, many years. Um, but also, they come out of the course saying, oh my God, I had no idea that I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing. Sorry, I'm not saying everybody, okay? But a lot of people come out of the course saying, yikes, now I know how to teach. Um, it's not because practicing teachers are not good teachers. It's because the methodology, the approach which is used by Cambridge on the CELTA course, it's a communicative approach. Has not been taught or people have not been trained using the communicative approach for a very long time outside of Western Europe and um, uh, outside of Western Europe and North America. Um, Ikram, yes, the answer is a categorical yes. It's useful for people who are practicing teachers, not just novices.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Fatima Zahra is asking what I think about free online search sites that offer courses. A waste of time, really, just a waste of time. That's a short answer. Eh, Look, it's a little bit like if I imagine this is a ball, and I say, I'm going to teach you how to juggle, right? Watch me. Oh, you
Hello.
want to touch the ball? No, no, no. The balls aren't for you. Just watch me juggle. That's what online courses are like. You want to learn how to teach, you have to teach, and then you learn how to teach. Um, they're not worth your time. The CELTA has 6 hours of assessed teaching practice, which is, if you're a practicing teacher, like, 6 hours, I teach that in a day. On a CELTA course, it's not quite like that. It's really intense. The TEFL course has 2 hours of teaching practice as a way of keeping costs down, but also because we have a lot of other ways of supporting trainers on the TEFL course. On the TEFL course, we have a lot of guided lesson observations where your trainer sits with you and watches another teacher teach a lesson. And then you have what we call lesson debriefings afterwards, where we talk about exactly what that teacher did well and how their lesson could have been improved, etc. Another question. This question is from Wisal.
It's not a question. Hello.
And
Hello.
you, sorry. And that's from Nofal. Wait, no, sorry, Nofal. I was reading the comments. If you
Uh,
have a question, you can go ahead and ask. I'll read the
it's
comments
not a
out.
kind of question. It's kind of my experience of CELTA. I already got CELTA last year, not here in Morocco, in uh,
Oh,
in, in Turkey, Istanbul. And I was recommended a center over there, well known in Istanbul. So I feel related to what you're saying when it comes to the intensity of the courses. So I'm giving my insight about what you're saying. I'm totally agree what you're saying. My question here is related to the CELTA since I got it last year, but I'm still like now I'm struggling with it in Morocco. I didn't have like a huge opportunity, especially in Marrakesh where I live. So
I understand. I'll answer that point very clearly,
thank
Nofal.
you. So because it's a
The
kind of an investment, you invest in
Yeah, of
yourself,
course.
and
Yes.
as you told
Uh,
and you say, it's not easy. It wasn't easy, and it's not cheap. And even though you still like finding like opportunities that are not like they don't take in consideration the work you did in order to
so
improve.
Nofal, I'm going to answer your question, okay?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Very simply, the CELTA is not a job offer. It's not. It would be great if it was. Where and how where you find work and the quality of the work you find depends on a slew of factors that include the certificate, but not
Mhm.
only. The most obvious ones are where you are, what the job market is in the place where you live.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that people in Casablanca, and I know this for a fact, not because I don't live in Casablanca. I don't know about Casablanca is a place. It's okay. I know it because of our trainees and what they report. After taking the course, they find work, on the coast. Unfortunately, Morocco, like any country, is unevenly developed. Casablanca and Rabat are not like Meknes, or other places.
Yeah, exactly.
So the place where you are looking for work is very important, but also you. how good you are at finding work, right? So I can anecdotally, there are, all of, not, maybe not all, but most of the candidates that we've had have reported huge changes in their ability to navigate the job market. And people who with no teaching experience have landed themselves teaching and or assistant teaching jobs in
Mm.
international schools in Casablanca, just with the CELTA. So it does make a difference. I'm going to answer Ayub's question now. What is the best course for someone with no teaching experience? Ayub, it really depends on what you're looking for, the CELTA, I've been a CELTA trainer for a long time. Um, it's a really good course. I'd say, in my experience, it's the best course for someone, whether they have teaching experience or not. We don't take anything for granted when with a candidate who begins the course. We assume that everybody's starting with a blank slate. We don't assume you have any teaching experience. We start from zero with regards to teaching. That said, it might not be the perfect course for you because you may prefer something a little bit less challenging to start off with. The schedule or the timetable might not suit you, and it might be too expensive for now, in which case our TEFL course is an alternative. And WeSal begins with an apology. And I'll begin by forgiving you, but no need to apologize. Could you repeat the course fee for CELTA? Yeah, of course. So the CELTA, the course fee depends on how you take the course, actually. I'm going to type into the chat box myself for clarity's sake. If you're taking the fully online part-time course, the price is 14,500 dirhams. Mixed mode is 18,000 dirhams. Face-to-face in Casablanca is 19,000 dirhams. And face-to-face in Meknes is 17,000 dirhams. If you're wondering about the difference in price between the courses in Casablanca and in Meknes, it's because teachers in Casablanca make loads of money. No, it's not why at all. It's only because in Casablanca we have to rent the premises, and we have to rent accommodation for our trainers. We already have a center and accommodation in Meknes, and so we can afford to charge less. I'd like to speak to Nofal's comment about getting the CELTA in Istanbul. I was trained up to be a CELTA trainer in Istanbul myself, with a very good center called ITI. They're great.
Yes, yes, exactly. This is the one.
Yeah, yeah. So they're very good. They're very good. Obviously, um, so how can I put this? The reason English for Africa exists is because I just found out how many people were going abroad to get to CELTA. And I found out just by luck, I was about to take a job running a course in Izmir.
Yeah, there's another one.
And they said to me, oh, so your family is originally from Morocco. What a coincidence. More than a third of our candidates are from Morocco. This was a CELTA with 45 candidates on it. That's 15 people left Morocco to go to Turkey to do the CELTA, which
Because I
is
can,
sorry, Nofel,
be-
which is astounding, which is something
yeah,
that I don't think is acceptable.
yeah,
And so that's why I decided, why not? Why shouldn't we have an affordable, and I do mean affordable and high quality CELTA course?
yeah, exactly. That's the reason that pushed me to look at for because the one you mentioned in Casablanca is expensive. I found out that expensive than the one,
But
and
but Nofel, what about us? Did you know about us?
no, I didn't lie. Just like this year, I find out.
Oh no! Oh
I would love to, and
no!
also the time because there I do it like in 1 month because I
Yeah,
was
so
working.
Nofel, we have face-to-face courses, 1 month intensive courses in
Yeah, exactly.
Casablanca and in Meknes as well. There's another question from Wisal. I'm highly interested in the CELTA group program. I benefit from in-person learning experience better than online one. Yeah, definitely. You are very welcome. You're not the only one, first of all, and you're very welcome to join us on the face-to-face course. Any other questions, guys? So many people here. I'm sure you have some questions.
Hello.
Hello, Al-Hussein.
Yeah, good evening, Mr.
Good
Mohammed.
evening. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good,
Okay,
good.
well,
Very happy to be here.
yeah, well, my question is, I'm teaching currently in a private school, and I got many offers to teach English for business. And currently, I don't have any certificates, be it TEFL or CELTA, so I'm considering one of them. But I want to have more details concerning which one is suitable for teaching, for example, in companies, English business, and so on, and even for teaching in classrooms for students in the high school or, you know.
Well, look, in terms of, I'll be very transparent. In terms of the content of the two courses, they're very similar. A lot of the input sessions that we are running on the TEFL course, they're slightly modified CELTA input sessions, right? So the same level of quality in both courses in a lot of ways. Hussein, I'd love to answer your question with a very clear answer as to one or the other, but it depends on your predilection, your circumstances, and logistics as well, and your pocketbook. If you have the money, guys, take the CELTA. I mean, it's my the TEFL course is my course, right? I want you to take the TEFL, but I'll admit that, if you can invest that much money into a course and that much time as well, it's quite time consuming. And then yeah, take the CELTA.
Okay.
But Hussein, just to answer your point about the business English,
Mhm.
believe it or not, we are going to be offering a How to Teach Business English course starting in the spring of next year, inshallah. And it will also be a CPD accredited course.
Please do it as soon as you can, because as you talked previously about Casablanca, and I live there in Casablanca in Ainsbat, so the people really need this kind of certificate. So hurry
I
up.
mean, look, I started teaching business English when I was in my 20s. Only because I went straight into business English, right? I'd done tutoring before, and I taught business English with no training for over 10 years in France. Because I'm so gifted. I just came naturally to me. No, I'm kidding. But what I want to know, I did train myself, right? I taught myself how to do it. Hossein, it would be great if you could just, because I'm going to design this course. I've done business English for a very long time. I did my specialty, my Delta specialization in business English, and I love it. I think it's great. But what I would love to know from you, Hossein, and anyone else who would like to inform me, not now, but by email or by WhatsApp, what is it exactly about teaching business English that you find challenging? That's what I would like to know. Okay? I'm going to leave you my contact information, of course. I'll do it right now in case any of you need to leave. So this is my personal number. Only WhatsApp, okay? Because telephone doesn't work very much where I am sometimes. So you can reach me
Okay,
at
one more thing, Mr. Mohammed, just
yeah.
to continue my questions. I mean, money-wise, do you think there's any facility of payment? I mean, what I'm trying to say is, if we can cut the price into two installment, for example, or I'm just maybe in my talking for myself in my
Yeah, no, of
case,
course. Like I said,
this for the CELTA, I think it's very challenging to
yeah,
pay that
yeah.
full amount
We
of money.
are, believe it or not, in
Yeah.
Morocco. In my experience, no other CELTA center does this. I've trained in CELTA centers across the world. But we do offer the possibility of paying in installments um, for our part-time courses. For the intensive course, it's not possible, but for the part-time courses, yes. If you want to know exactly how we organize that, it's kind of on a case-by-case basis. So please contact me directly to find out. But we have done this in the past.
Thank you for that. Okay, thank you.
Okay. We have some more questions in the chat. What are the start and end dates for the next available CELTA course? So the next one is our fully online course, 13th January to I think 31st of March. So there's still time to join if you are interested. You have to send in an application form and a pre-interview task, which I provide to you personally, or you can download them from the website. And then that's followed by an online interview with me, because it is our responsibility as a teaching qualification center to make sure that we not accept people who are going to struggle too much on the course. So we are careful to screen our candidates. When can we apply for CELTA 2025? Now. Go ahead, apply. Like I said, if you need the application documents, you can get them from the website, or you can request them of me personally. The next face-to-face course will be in Casablanca. I don't remember the exact date. It's in late June through July. And the following one will be in McNass, late July into August. You said earlier that CELTA is not directly related to Cambridge. No. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. The CELTA is not accredited by Cambridge. It's a Cambridge course, right? In other words, so we, English for Africa, created the TEFL course. It's our course. We get accredited by CPD. The CELTA is accredited by Ofqual, right? That's just what it means. The reason why employers love the CELTA is because it's a Cambridge course, right? But it just happens to be accredited by Ofqual. And Wisal says, thank you so much, sir. You're welcome, Wisal. Other questions? Okay. This executive schedule for part-time face-to-face CELTA. I've seen there is no part-time face-to-face CELTA in Casablanca. There's the mixed mode course. We have another one starting, I believe, in January. And you know what? I don't do very well at memorizing random information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to our upcoming courses page in the chat. That way you can go there directly and you'll find a list of all of our courses. There we go. Also in the chat, I'm going to share with you the contact information in case you're interested in the TEFL course. So first, I'm going to put down the contact information for our partner in Casablanca. You'll want to speak to Zenib at British Workshop, and that's her number. If you live in Rabat, you'll want to contact Iman, that's her number. And if you want to take the course in McNass, I said Fes earlier, but we're actually going to do it in McNass. This is for the TEFL course. You can reach out to me directly and I'll tell you what to do. All right. I want to hear more questions. Otherwise, I'm going to think you're just here to stare at my funny scarf and crazy hat. Yeah, you like the scarf and hat? Nice, right? And Hussein, you're welcome. He's thanking me for my time. You're welcome. Have a great evening, everybody. It was wonderful to speak to you. I did most of the speaking, but some of you did speak. Thank you for that. And I look forward to saying hi to you next time. Bye.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.